Hello and welcome to Off Track. Today's guest is a son of a famous father and father of famous sons. And he himself is a synonym of success. Welcome to Off Track, Mr. Nagarjuna.
Thank you, Dinesh.
There are two kings in Indian cinema, one King Khan and one King Nag. How seriously do you take the word king?
No, that's something which my fans and people who like me, they put it as an affectionate name. And South India has always been used to or famous for having names either in Tamil or Kannada or Kerala or Andhra, here in Telugu people also. So these names have always joined. So that's the way I only look at it like that, and I hope I live up to it.
When you pick up the cycle chain, it becomes a craze. When you drive a bullet, it becomes a style. And when you sit on a wheelchair as an handicap, the feeling seems to be dipped and darkened in the ink pot of emotions and love. But who is the real Nagarjuna?
Definitely not them. Definitely not them. They're all characters which we try to bring out from our these things. Real Nagarjuna is me. You ask and I answer. Nothing.
You're an actor, you're a producer, you're a TV personality, you're a businessman.
Yeah.
How do you get to manage the time management?
It's not the management. I have wonderful people around me. I don't direct films, so it's not as difficult as that. The scripts are already made and they just told me, and if I like it, I do it. If I don't, I do it. And making me look good, getting me into the characters, all done by the technical team. They do a fantastic job. I owe a lot to them. I like doing other things other than just acting, not because of anything. I cannot sit idle, and I need to keep doing something all the time. There's this energy which, it's not good if I sit idle. I don't think my family at home will like it, because I become a little cranky and a little restless. So I need to get out and do things, and so I start doing things. But there's one thing, I was fortunate that I found always very, very good friends and good people around me where I can trust on them to do things for me.
Is 24 hours enough for you?
Sometimes no, sometimes yes.
There are two questions which have been asked maximum times in Indian cinema, particularly in South. One, why did Kattappa kill Bahubali? And second, what is the secret of Nagarjuna's being ageless?
Whoa. Whoa. Thank you for that compliment. I really don't know. Maybe some habits which I picked up from my father. My father was at 90, he never looked like he was 90. And some disciplinary habits or whatever. And his good genes, which I followed in my own way. And maybe a little bit I owe it a little bit to Ram Gopal Varma also. When I did Shiva, Ram Gopal Varma said, I need you to look fit, I need you to stand like a man. Even when you're wearing a shirt and walking or something, there should be a sense of power in you. So you should work out and get into that, this thing. If you look at Virat Kohli, right now when he's
Captain of Indian team, yeah.
Captain of India, all he needs to do is stand and walk. A man is like a panther. There's this energy that comes out of him, when you look at him on screen or whatever. And I think Ramu, that's what he said during Shiva time. At that point of time, I got into a strict regime of workout, eating good food and all that. And I liked it very much, the way it made me feel. And I continued that, and it's been 25 years plus.
Is that the secret of the ageless?
I think so. Being just relentless about it and doing it, not just for a month or two and then letting it go. You can take a break of a month. You can take a break from it for a month. But you have to be at it. And then the body works like a...
Your name is directly proportional to versatility. You spoke about Shiva. When Shiva came, you became an icon for the youth. And then now you are doing different formats of
during even Shiva, I did a film called Gitanjali also. It was completely two different characters. It was just a pure love story, very romantic. And Shiva was this totally angry young man. And I'll have this hunger for doing different things. I get bored with myself very easy. I have to keep reinventing myself. So that's what brought me into movies. And another thing is I like to be with young people, always. And because I think I keep getting younger ideas, fresher ideas, and they make me younger with them.
Do you compete with your kids?
Of course I do compete, or they compete with me, or whatever, vice versa, in many things.
And who is the fittest of the three?
Well, you have to ask them when they are my age. How they're going to be when they are my age. So it's all.
No, you have stopped aging, that's why I'm asking.
So that's why you have to be comparable. But they're both extremely fit. Chaitanya, I haven't seen a kid so focused about anything he does. And sometimes I say, Che, you are older than me. You behave like you're older than me. Come on, loosen up. But he's so incredible, and his focus is so incredible. And
Who has taken from you, Chaitanya or Akhil?
both, I feel, both. Akhil is this energy on, full on, all the time. So I look at sometimes, when I look at both of them, sometimes I see, and sometimes I see a better self of me also in both of them, the way they handle things and all that. I'm very proud of them, both of them.
When A.N.R. Garu was there, how was he as a father and how you are as a father?
My father, in his early days, he never had enough time to spend with us. And he was working these double, triple shifts all the time. He had to struggle very hard to come to his stage, and he valued that too much. And he said, when work is happening, I'm not going to let it go just because I've reached this spot. He's been working. Then later on in his life, when he was much older and we started working, when he relaxed, he started becoming a friend to us. That's when we started learning of what a great man he is, and this thing. And he became a friend to us, he behaved like a friend to us. And I said, this is how I want to be with my children.
You miss him?
Of course I miss him. I miss him, but when I think of him, it's only a beautiful feeling. He makes us smile. And that's how he brought us up, and that's how he left us. He said, you guys always smile.
Do you get nervous when your movies are released or your kids' movies are released?
I think it's the same thing, same feeling. And I'm as competitive or as fiery or as ambitious with my own film. And that is the most important thing for me. And my kids' film, I can only guide them. I can only let them. Yes, I have my little butterflies in my stomach.
Do you select their movies also?
No, I don't. They come to me for advice and do. But if I'm producing those films myself, yes, it's completely my responsibility. Outside films, no. They select and they ask my advice.
You have seen lots of ups and downs, controversies in media.
Yeah.
Do you give directions or advice to your kids how to handle the media?
I said, the more popular you get, the more the media will look at you. The minute they stop looking at you, that means you're gone. So first think of that and don't get angry. Don't get upset. They're only looking at you or only writing about you because you're popular, because you make news. If you realize that, then you can handle it. It took me some time to realize that. And if they write about me, whether it's even bad or something which I don't like, I'm still popular.
But you don't get upset.
I do get upset, but that's the price we pay. You asked for it. If the same person, there are hundreds of people smoking on the road, but they will not say anything on a public place. But if a media guy, if a celebrity smokes, it is because of you are a celebrity. Hundreds of people are watching you. The media is watching you. You are not supposed to do that. And it's the price you pay. I'm just saying it as an example. It's just an example.
Do you feel sad or bad with when your movies don't do well?
I feel incredibly happy when they do well. I feel incredibly sad when they don't do well. And if I don't feel sad, I'm not going to make a good film next one. I have to feel sad, I have to hit myself, I have to curse myself for making the wrong decisions. I have to really look into myself, how could I do this? And only then I can make another.
Amitabh Bachchan was the angry young man in Bollywood. You were an angry young man in Tollywood. And you became a brand for youth icon. And then now you're a brand for devotional movies and devotees. What is the paradigm shift for this?
No pattern shift for it, because I'm the only one who did devotional films, really, actually, in my age.
Are you a brand ambassador for devotional movies?
No, nothing like that. I like, they're all great characters. Annamacharya, 32,000 scriptures. I mean, that means from the age of 8, he's been writing 3 or 4 every day till the age of 80. And what a literary genius he was. Those was incredible scriptures. And he for the Telugus, it made a shift in literature at that time. And why shouldn't I play that role? And a devotee of Tirumala, Lord Venkateshwara, whom we all know from, I was introduced to him when I was a little kid. And he's the most favorite god of the Telugu people. Why should not I play that? And they're all history, it's there, the temple is there. Annamacharya born temple, this is there. You look at Sri Ramadasu, Bhadrachalam is there. His prison is here in Golconda with a little hole on the top. At school he used to go, oh, like this poor man, he was in. All these things are, why shouldn't I play that? It was fantastic, it was an opportunity that came to me and I would not let it go.
Satisfied with that?
Yes.
Annamaya was a poet and a devotee of Lord Venkatesha from South. Then again you picked up a new character from North. 2 devotees of the same god. Yeah. Why?
The 2 different stories, and it was a very interesting story, everybody knows about it. And when they came out with the story, I liked it as a script. There was no particular reason why I picked out with the same god. There was no particular reason. It was a god, it was a story, which I liked.
And how was your experience doing the movie?
Always, it's very good. They're very, I call it a spiritual experience when somebody asks me. And when somebody asks me, did you change your lifestyle? I said, no, I don't change my lifestyle. Have you become a different person? No. It is something, an inward journey which you go through when you do movies like that. And it's a very calming experience, and I call it cleansing of the soul.
Good. Are you religious?
Spiritual. Not religious, spiritual.
What next for Nagarjuna?
I'm talking to God in this film, and my next film is I'm talking to a ghost. So I'm doing a horror comedy. I always wanted to do that genre.
That was the only genre which you did not touch?
I touch, everything I've touched. So I want to do that, and we're starting that this month sometime. So I'm looking forward for that.
One question, if I don't ask, your fans will also wouldn't like, is that why do you like Ram Gopal Varma?
Ram Gopal Varma changed the first film, the film he did, it changed my life. It was a life-changing moment for me, where I discovered myself, where the confidence in myself grew. And that man was a catalyst for that.
You owe him?
I owe him for that.
But he said he did a lot of ups and downs to get the...
Of course he has to. Of course he has to. He was a video shop owner. And to convince people, filmmakers, to invest so much money into him, he'll have to play all kinds of games. And he did. And he achieved it. And he gave a film which people say before Shiva and after Shiva. Films before Shiva and after Shiva. So I think I always felt I owe him. You know, he changed my life. Though he says I gave him his first opportunity. He owes me. It's a give and take for us, both of us. And I always will remember that. And in all his eccentricities, he's a man who lives by his terms. That's okay. He's not sitting there and taking a gun and shooting somebody. If you want to take him seriously, take him seriously. If you don't want to, don't. If you don't want to read his blog, don't read his blog. If you don't want to read his Twitter messages, don't read. Who asked you to? He will doing it. So I don't see anything wrong. It's you. If you want to go through the misery, go through it. If you want to laugh about it, laugh about it. And if you want to say wow, say wow. Very simple.
Can we see Shiva 2 in future?
No, I don't think so. I thought about it many times to make Shiva 2. It was a very special film for all of us. I don't want to take the chance of making that sequel, and I don't know, I don't want to take that chance. And if I ever do, and if Ram Gopal Varma can convince me, yes, this is the right sequel, we should do it.
He said he won't.
I will do it with him. That's what I told him.
No, he told me that he won't.
No, I
because
told him,
yeah.
we had this conversation on stage. So I said, Rama, if you ever change your mind and you want to do it, we'll talk about it. Otherwise, I don't want to touch it. Let it be like that.
Will ever businessman Nag take over actor Nag?
No. This is my passion. Yeah, this is what I love. As I'm aging, I'm loving it more. Actually, even now I'm really understood it and it's gone, and I'm loving it. Every process of filmmaking.
Mr. Nagarjuna, it's a pleasure talking to you, and hope you do much more movies and with a lot of varieties.
Thank you.
And
Dinesh.
you still continue competing with your sons.
I will.
Pleasure talking to you.
Thank you.